What is up, my beautiful brainiacs? It's your good forgotten friend TomsBrainHurts here, and your favourite neglectful YouTuber. But before I get into this new video, which I know, holy shit, it's been ages since I did a new video. Before I get into it, if you are a keen follower of me, and by that I mean anyone who follows me on a social platform, if you are a member of the Steam group, which is linked in the description, there will be an exclusive video coming for you a little bit later on today, where actually I want your input on this. So, you know, if you are a member of that Steam group, give me your feedback and give me your opinions. But now, for the main course. Now, for the actual video. Because weird shit happens all the time, right? And I've done videos on weird shit before, but now I'm going to just sort of do a little roundup, because the world is getting weirder every fucking day. Since 2017 started, everything is just going like... It's like the Matrix has just gone, fuck it, let's just break shit, let's just let all the weirdest shit imaginable happen. So I've been looking across the entire internet, or at least a small portion of the internet, and found some really, really weird shit. And I'm going to share those 4 weird things I found for this week with you right now. Now, the first weird story comes straight from Kent, Washington, because of course it does. Most of these stories come from America, because, I don't know, America, you just have that vibe about you. But the first one is, pair arrested for public sex in Kent. You know, there's nothing weird about that. Not at all weird, you know, people are exhibitionists, people like to get down and dirty. There's something about fields that just really, really gets the juices flowing. Oh god, that's horrible, that's fucking grim. But anyway, this particular story is only interesting for one particular moment in the instant, where they're referring to a couple of middle-aged people, in particular a 36-year-old woman, and apparently she has a public nuisance history. So in 2013 she exposed herself indecently. She's also known to expose herself in public a lot. When she was arrested, she then afterwards stripped naked in the jail cell. But the weirdest part of this is when she was found by the police officers, because when she was found, she didn't just go, oh yep, you caught me with my tits just out and my bush out in this bush. No, she decided to go about it with an odd elegance and grace that is rarely seen in nature, because, as it says here, in the instant she allegedly exposed herself to a police officer and removed a dandelion from her vagina. Holy fuck. What the fuck is this shit? That is just some... That is next level weird. That is... I don't even understand why... Like, I'm trying to picture the scene, but also trying not to picture the scene. And I've just got this really weird image of her just exposing herself, like disrobing in front of a police officer, who, upon looking very confused, she then bends down, slides a dandelion out, and then just blows the sticky seeds at the police officer. Like, you know, if you've been caught having sex, that, you know, you're exposing your shameful regions to police officers anyway. I suppose you may as well go for broke, but I think, fuck me, this is a bit weird, isn't it? Is this a normal thing in America? And what kind of sex were you having for you to get dandelions in your vagina? Because, you know, I don't think that a dandelion is a suitable alternative for a dildo or anything. I don't get it. What? But moving away from people putting the wrong type of seed in their uterus, we are now moving on to people who are just plain doing marriage wrong, because there is this trend coming out in America, of course, from, in particular this time, from Brooklyn, which is called sologamy, or sologamy, or however you pronounce it. Basically, it's people marrying themselves. And I'm sorry, I don't know why you need a new word for it. People marrying themselves is essentially just being alone, isn't it? It's just being alone and masturbating. That is what sologamy is. But no, apparently these people are genuinely going through actual wedding ceremonies with themselves. I don't understand. And there's this person who is a sologamist or whatever, and says, I would describe it as women saying yes to themselves. It means that we are enough, even if we are not partnered with someone else. This is just next level stupid. This is just fucking insane. Like, I don't understand. Like, you know, there's this whole sort of thing of, other people are shit, we all know this, and so we want to show that we are okay by ourselves, and you know, that's fine, you can be single and happy and blah 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 blah. But this is just next level trying to empower yourself, isn't it? This is just people who genuinely are alone and are so tired of being alone that they would rather marry themselves than admit that they can't find anyone else and that no one actually likes them that much. It's just basically mass insecurity just driving you to spend however much on a wedding ceremony to confirm that you are forever alone, and it's just so fucking stupid. So I think the thing about this story isn't that it's so stupid, because I don't even need to make jokes about it, I just need to explain the story, and I'm betting most of you are thinking, Jesus fucking Christ, these people are actually idiots, these people are so fucking stupid. So I just want to ask you, would you ever marry yourself? Are you so dissatisfied? Are you so unlucky in love and then just unhappy with everyone around you that you know so far that you think, you know what, the only person for me is me. I'm just going to marry myself. I'm going to spend all this money. I'm going to buy a pretty white dress. I'm going to marry myself and I'm going to die alone. You know, you can't really say to death do you part with yourself, because that's sort of a given, isn't it? Like, you're vowing to nothing, you're establishing nothing, you are just alone but with the comfort of your own hand. And our next story is coming straight from Washington DC, again, and this one is less weird than it is just a bit fucking funny in all the wrong, worst ways, but it is that a load of digital signage displays in Union Station were displaying porn. They got hacked into, and they were all displaying, you know, quite graphic porn, as porn often is quite graphic. But my personal favourite thing about this story, because, you know, it's not unusual for stuff to get hacked, and it's, you know, not unusual for people to watch porn. This went on for 3 minutes. Again, that's not particularly, you know, it's not a particularly long time. Some people attempted to turn off the displays and whatnot, but I think what actually makes me feel quite good about this, and I just find it really funny, is that they were touchscreen displayed, so you know there was at least one person who was like, oh my god, look at that, that is a vagina, I'm going to finger this vagina, and just touching the screen and seeing what happened. And if not that, then I'm pretty sure, I don't know how they had to turn off these players, but I'm fairly certain that with most touchscreens like this, you have to touch them to turn them off, so in any case, someone had to touch a giant projected vag, and I think that is just amazing. And finally, our last and potentially weirdest, in fact definitely weirdest story, and very, very funny, I've got to add. This is a story about a man in Michigan who actually is a sex offender. Now, I bet, as soon as I say that, you are going to be like, what the fuck, he's a sex offender, Tom, what the fuck, this isn't funny, your brain really must be fucking hurting if you think this is funny. Oh no, he's not a sex offender in the way you're probably thinking. So, the headline reads, man with vehicle fetish sentenced to treatment and probation. So when you get those two things together, which are vehicle fetish and sexual offender, it gets a little bit confusing. And then you read the article and you actually just take it all in, and then you realise, God, this is just fucking weird. So this person has a fetish that he refers to as cranking. And what cranking is, I'm just going to read out what it says here, because I think it's just amazing when it's written in like an article. It says, the act entails removing a vehicle's spark plug wires to make the vehicle run roughly to help reach sexual self-gratification. So basically, he's taking a car for a bumpy ride and just jacking it out at the same time. So, this is just fucking weird. How do you discover that you've got this fetish? Like, what the fuck is it? This is just weird. So then when you think, wait a minute, how has he got a history of sexual offence? How is he a sexual offender if this is the case? Basically, what he does is his previous law offences have been driving away an automobile, 1 count of malicious destruction of property, and 1 count breaking and entering into a building with intent to commit unlawfully driving away an automobile. Basically, he's stealing people's cars so he can get off with this fetish. He is literally giving a whole new meaning to the term joyriding. It's incredible. I don't understand. So basically, he's now being sentenced to treatment and probation. How do you treat this? How the fuck do you just get him to go in like taxi rides, which aren't bumpy, and then just make sure he doesn't masturbate until basically he gets over his own fucking fetish? I don't understand. I really don't understand this. I mean, okay, this guy's got mental health issues, but this is just fucking funny. I'm not taking the piss out of him having mental health issues. Just the way that they have manifested themselves is incredibly amusing. I mean, okay, it's not amusing if you're the owner of the car that some guy just broke into your garage, stole it, and just takes it for a very sticky joyride, but it's so funny to read about. All of these stories come straight from America as well. I think this is just very telling that America, Trump isn't your only problem at the moment, is he? There is a lot of stuff you need to sort out. But anyway, this has just been a sort of roundup of the weird. This is what the fuck went down this week, I'm going to call it, maybe, I don't know. But let me know if you like it, and let me know if you want me to do more of these, because I found it really, really fun just reading about this guy's fucking cranking addiction and all this kind of shit. I think this is pretty good. I could happily go on doing this. So, let me know if you like this video. Remember, if you're a member of the Steam group, or want to just jump into that Steam group, then there'll be an exclusive video coming for you later today, and yeah, I will see you, talk to you, listen to your comments in the next video that I make. Stay handsome, you handsome devils, and you can't see me, but we'll pretend that you can. Bye, 5! Also, sorry for sounding like I've stuck 2 bags of cocaine up my nose. I've got a really bad cold at the moment, so I'm more bunged up than usual, but hey, you know, we'll sort that out at another time. Hopefully by next time, I won't sound like this.